I will face conflict, whether with a brother in the family or a sister, or maybe a work colleague, or probably even a friend, or maybe even a neighbor. I mean, conflict is really part of life. As long as we are in relationship, we are social beings. We will face conflict every now and then. But the big question is, how do I handle conflict? Because it's not if it will show up, it is just a matter of time when it will actually show up. My name is Mwai, and I want to just challenge you on just very, very simple steps, very simple things on what you can do to face conflict or how to handle conflict. The first thing that you need to understand is this, that conflict many times is inevitable. And conflict is not always bad, because conflict gives us an opportunity for us to be able to understand one another better. Have you ever argued with somebody only to discover that maybe the thing that maybe you are arguing about was really not because it was personal, but it was really a matter of different perspectives on a particular subject? I mean, so we must accept that we are all different, and so conflict helps us to understand each other better. That now I appreciate that you see this particular issue in one way, and probably I see it in a different way, and your way is not wrong, my way is not wrong, my way is not better than yours. It's just a matter of differences in our perception of certain issues, maybe life issues. So we must accept that conflict is inevitable, and we should not avoid conflict, because sometimes the temptation is to be a conflict averse. I avoid conflict at all costs. That is not a healthy way of dealing with conflict. But then the second thing is this, is that according to the book of Matthew, the Holy Scriptures in Matthew chapter 18 from verse 15 gives us a very, very simple step, or simple steps on how we can actually handle conflict. And it encourages us that when you're in conflict with somebody, walk up to them, go to them, call them, talk to them, not attacking them, but just talk to them about that particular issue. Maybe they did something that offended you, or maybe you did something that offended them, or you have noticed that maybe there's something in their body language, there is something that maybe they're not happy about. There's something that you feel between the two of you, something is coming up. That is probably time for you to just maybe call that brother, that sister aside, without necessarily bringing in third parties at the very beginning, just to talk to them. If you value that relationship, you talk to them, call them aside and say, hey, can we talk about this? I sense there's something wrong. I sense something is not right here. And then you're able to discuss in a good, mature manner. The third thing is this, as you're handling that conflict, be careful about being emotive. Sometimes when we handle things in a very emotional manner, when we allow emotions to take over, of course, yes, we are emotional beings, but when you're handling conflict, emotions can get in the way. And therefore, you have to look for a time when your emotions and you're not very emotive about the issue, and you're able to probably engage in a very rational manner, so that it does not end up being a shouting match, or maybe it becomes such an emotive thing that you end up inflicting more harm or even more offense to one another. So watch out against those emotions, so that you do it in a nice and beautiful, rational manner. But then the other thing is this, that you must be respectful to the other person. If you value that relationship, respect the other person's view. Allow them to talk, so that you can also listen, and just don't listen to the words. You know, sometimes listening is an art. And listening to somebody, really listening to somebody, means that I listen to them beyond the words that they are using, so that I can be able to hear their heart, to feel their heartbeat, and try to find meaning, and try to find understanding in what the other person is saying. Usually, people feel respected when they are really listened to. When I feel like you have listened to me, and you may not agree with everything that I've said, but at least you have given me that opportunity to listen to me in a respectful way, I feel respected. And people need to feel respected. And therefore, it is important for you to respect, allow yourself to respect the other person, and allow them to talk, allow them to express themselves. But then finally, very, very, very simple, is that you must forgive. Relationships are built on trust. They are built on forgiveness. You must choose to forgive. One of the worst words, sentence or words that you can utter to somebody is, I will never forgive you. Those are terrible words, because remember, even as the Lord's Prayer reminds us, that even as we pray to the Lord and using the Lord's Prayer, we normally say, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. So if I cannot forgive you, then I cannot expect God to forgive me. All of us are at fault. All of us are sinners. All of us, we are not perfect. But we might choose to forgive the other person and allow that process of forgiveness. Now, forgiveness is not just a one-step thing. It's a beginning of a healing process. So do those things, very, very simple things. That's how you handle conflict. And of course, God's grace will carry you as you seek to handle that conflict. And may the Lord bless you, please. Go ahead, feel free to share this with as many people as possible so that together we can learn and challenge one another. God bless you.